Entitled Karen at the airport. Not so sure if this counts as an entitled parent story, but here goes nothing. Note, the Karen wasn't bothering me or my family, but another couple. Sorry for the long story, format and any mistakes. I am on mobile. On to the story. My mom, little sister and I were going to the local airport where I live to pick up my dad. He is a doctor who got an exemption. As he was arriving from Tasmania day before yesterday, we had arrived early as his flight was supposed to land close to 10 p.m. So I felt tired and tried sleeping on the benches over there. Wasn't comfortable lol, but there wasn't that many people there to begin with before the planes landed. While waiting by the bag collection, I hear shouting and yelling from where the arrivals came down to collect their bags. Now I didn't pay any attention to it, but until this group of 4, 2 men and 2 women, came down and was standing by the vending machines opposite of me. The Karen was a blonde woman, I'd say somewhere between the ages of 20 to 30. She was wearing a white blouse or shirt with black pants. I think she had a Karen haircut or hairstyle, where the hair is up to the shoulders. She was with her boyfriend or husband, I'll call him boyfriend, who was wearing a beanie, grey shirt and trousers, I believe. The victims of the Karen's harassment were a 40 to 50-year-old couple, a woman with red hair, poor woman, and a man with grey-looking hair, a poor man. The Karen was going off on them like they shouldn't be here because they aren't qualified for jobs here, and I can't visit my mother or something. My sleepy and lazy self was about to say to the Karen, "Shut the hell up and leave me alone." But I signaled for my sister and mom to come over, where I was to ask what was wrong. My mom told me to leave them alone. A security guard came over to ask my mom what the problem was. The poor woman and poor man requested for the federal police to come after the guard, asked them if they wanted to settle the situation. After waiting a while, my dad came. I asked him to pick up his bags and then we went for the car park. He was asking what was wrong and we had told him about what was going on. I told him that the Karen sounded like a cow because of her voice. We did come across the boyfriend and Karen while heading towards the parking. The Karen was crying and her boyfriend was consoling her. Then last we saw them was in the parking lot. And that is the end. Sorry for the long post. The short story is that the Karen was harassing another couple. They aren't qualified to be here for jobs or because of them. She couldn't visit her mother. I think the Karen was exaggerating, but Entitled Grandpa causes all 3 grandkids, including newborn, to be sick so he could visit. I am still enraged about what this guy did. Please excuse any formatting errors. My baby cousin, who grew up with my children, lives next door to us with his wife and 3 small children, ages 4, 2, and 3 weeks. We are a very close family. He's only 20 years old, but is a wonderful, responsible young man. Last weekend, his wife's father asked to have the oldest grandchild over for a few days to visit. With the virus and everything, they were obviously a little wary of letting their son go somewhere without where they could take care of him and keep him clean and safe. I should add, they have had boundary issues with his grandfather in the past, and he always seems to think his wants and needs trump those of the babies or anyone else for that matter. Anyway, they had a long talk with him about whether anyone in the home was or had been ill, or had been in contact with anyone who was ill. He insisted they had all been home and safe and were still isolating. They went over the rules about not taking him out in public and wearing a mask if they absolutely have to go anyway. He assured them they would be fine. Q, their son, coming home on Monday. He is in his normal self but has a stuffy nose, then a cough. 2 days later, he is lethargic, nauseous, coughing and has a stuffy nose. They separate him from his siblings, but it's too late and they are too sick now. He called the grandfather to ask if anyone else in the house was sick, and is told that yes, everyone in the house had been sick for over a week. He said he didn't tell them because he knew they wouldn't let him take the boy over, and he was tired of not being able to see his grandson. He insisted it was just a normal flu and he would have caught it anyway at preschool. The virus is a hoax, etc. He flipped his lid on the guy, as did his wife, and he is temporarily, at least, banned from contacting them or seeing the kids due to his constant poor judgment. Regardless whether they have the flu or a virus, he knew damn well that there was a newborn in the house, and because of him, that newborn is going to be tested for the virus. The whole family has to go. We are all waiting to hear the results and are staying in just in case we've been in contact with them. We only heard about what happened this afternoon. I still can't believe the gall of this man to put his grandchildren at risk just so he could have a visit. I think it's sweet to visit your grandchildren and have them have their grandparents in their life, but during a pandemic, killing many is not safe, especially because of the newborn child. The grandfather knew that they were gonna get the virus because of him. Entitled mother and entitled kid are trying to steal my first class seat. So, this morning I was traveling with the train to work. Due to COVID, not many people are traveling via train, so the train company has shorter trains than usual. Not a problem in my opinion, but this morning the train was extra short due to some material issue. So I'm sitting in my first class seat next to the window. Then EM walks in with EK. EM: "Excuse me, man." Me looks at EM. EM: I see you're sitting by the window." Me: Yes?" EK screams out of nowhere, "Mom, I want to look out of the window right now." Other people on the train are looking at us three. EM: "My boy wants to have the seat." Me: Does your kid have a disability or handicap?" I ask this because I want to give up my seat if the entitled kid really has a disability or handicap, which might not be visible. EM freaks out. EM: "How rude." EM starts screaming for the train employees. Me: "I'm asking because if he has one, I'm willing to give up my seat." Train employee TE arrives. TE: "What seems to be the problem?" EM: "This young man was calling my son handicapped. I want him kicked off of this train." Me: "I was asking because..." TE: "Young man, can I have your ID and ticket, please?" Me: "Ugh, sure." I stand up to get the ticket from my bag, which is in the luggage compartment. EK just starts sitting in my spot and starts looking outside the window. Me gives my ticket and ID to the TE. TE: "This seems to be fine, sir. Now what's the problem?" Me: "I was just asking because if her kid had a handicap or disability, I want to give up my seat." TE: That is indeed the right thing to do." EM interrupts the TE. "He didn't want to give up his seat and was screaming to my little boy. He's a retard." Me: "I didn't." TE: "Ma'am, can I see your tickets and ID, please?" EM hands over ticket. TE: "Ma'am, this is a second class ticket. You need to sit in the second class." EM: "We can't. There are a lot of people there." TE: "Ma'am, you need to leave now and give this man his seat back." EM grabs EK and walks off. EK screams, "No, I want the window seat." TE: "Sorry for the inconvenience, sir." The TE walks off. After 5 minutes, the next stop, I saw EK and EM walking out of the train. They literally went through all of this effort for a total of a 14-minute ride. Well, that's it. Thanks for reading. I feel like the entitled mother was way too lenient on their kid, mainly because the kid is going to grow up as a spoiled brat, and I don't think that's good. Also, I feel like they should have just left him alone.